Yo, what's going on, everybody? Suro here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at which is better for profit. We have the pineapple, brand new to the Eternity's Isle DLC, A Rift in Time, and we have the OG pumpkin. Now, the OG pumpkin is what got us through the entire first year of the game. We were selling just pumpkins by themselves. Some people were making pumpkin puffs, some pumpkin platters, even some pumpkin soup. But is the pineapple even better? Let's take a look at it. Now, if you guys do find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I gotta admit, this video took me a long time because I created a graph, doing the research, crunching the numbers, and it was a lot of work. So I would love a like and subscribe on this one for sure. Now, let's jump right into it. So over here, we do have the wonderful pumpkin. I planted a small batch here. And then right here, we have some pineapples. And it's hard to tell, but there's pineapples in that dirt, I promise you. Looking at the ingredients, we have a pineapple. Where to buy it? You can buy it pretty much over in the Rapunzel area, the green grass over here on Eternity Isles, and it takes 3 hours to grow, so it takes a very long time. As you see right there, a pumpkin will sell for 532 coins. But you buy the seed for 200 coins. So you would then get a profit of 332 coins if you just bought the seed and then you sold it. So that's not including any like boosts from characters, and they give you like, you know, you buy the one seed and then you end up getting like 5 or 6. So this is purely just 1 for 1. So one seed, one pineapple, it's going to net you 332 coins. And then the OG pumpkin is going to take 4 hours to grow, and it sells for 664, but it costs 275. Again, 1 for 1, you're going to make a profit of 389. So you have 332 compared to 389. So right off the bat, just the raw ingredients, no cooking. The pumpkin takes the W in this one. And it's kind of weird because I thought I thought they were going to be a new crop that would push it forward on like when it comes to a raw ingredient. But so far, pineapple loses this one. Now, also, you have to take into consideration that the pumpkin will take 4 hours to grow, but the pineapple only takes 3 hours, right? So you have less profit with the pineapple, but it also takes an hour less. So the only way you could get more profit per minute with the pineapple versus the pumpkin is if you were literally there on the minute every time that it's time to harvest. You harvest and then you replant your stuff. You would have to do it immediately. So it's just not realistic for anybody to do that. You just can't really AFK it. But if you did do that, technically the pineapple would earn you more profit for just the raw ingredient per minute, but that's not going to happen. Nobody's going to be doing that. So I would definitely say the pumpkin takes the win on this. Now here is a graph that I made, not really a graph. Here's a little sheet that I made to kind of make this a little bit easier. So we have pineapples over here on the left. Like I said, 200 for one pineapple seed. You sell it for 532. The profit is 332. So over here we have 275. We sell for 664. It makes 389. So as you see, the pumpkin sells for a little bit more by itself. But then we move into some of the stuff. Now we have the pumpkin puffs, the pumpkin platter, and the pumpkin soup, which I know most of you are probably familiar with this, as this is what you were probably cooking and crafting to actually make a profit over the past year or so. But there's some new dishes over here with the pineapple that may be able to rival it. So up first, we have the pineapple soft serve. It takes 1 pineapple and a slushed ice. The price for it is going to be 350, so that's the combine of these ingredients. It sells for 886, so you'll get a profit of 536. So you can just buy the slush ice and then get your pineapple, and then you can make a really decent profit. That is actually a lot higher than this one right here by selling the pumpkins by themselves. So technically you could just whip up a bunch of pineapple soft serve and it would be better. But then there's the OG pumpkin puff over here that you just need a pumpkin and then you can buy the eggs and the cheese, and it will be a profit of 814. So the pumpkin puff still wins. So far, pumpkin wins on the raw ingredient and on the pumpkin puff. Let's move on to the next stage. So we have the Hawaiian pizza. It's going to take a lot more ingredients, and you also need some meat. So to get the pork right here, you're going to have to do, I think it's like the part 2 or like part 2 of Gaston's quest line. It's pretty far. Like you have to do a lot of stuff with Gaston to unlock his little meat stall. But assuming you did that and then you got these ingredients, which you can buy, but you would also have to grow some wheat, you could craft the Hawaiian pizza, and it's going to sell for $1,577, and it's going to net you a profit of $938. To me, that seems like a lot more work than just making the OG pumpkin puff. So it's okay, but I got to stick with the pumpkin so far. And then, of course, the pumpkin platter, which you can add 5 pumpkins if you want for more profit. But the base, what most people do, would be 3 pumpkins. And then here's the price, what you sell it for. And then the profit would be $1,962 for the pumpkin platter. So that right there knocks it out of the park as well. And then the last two, some complicated dishes you have. You're going to need poultry for this one. You're also going to need a dream mango. So you're going to have enough of that to even make this realistic. But here's the thing. This dish actually sells for more than the rival of the pumpkin soup, because this dish is $1,363. The other one is $1,353. So there's a 10 gold difference. So is that worth it to you? I don't know, because the pumpkin soup, you have to go and harvest ginger. So it's really dependent on however much ginger that you actually have. And then over here on the sweet and sour stir fry, it's dependent on how many dream mangoes you have, right? So, and you're also going to have to grow like canola. You're going to have to grow some broccoli. You're going to have to get a lot more of these things. So I don't know. Here's the stats. I will leave this image that you guys can share, pass around or whatever. But I got to say, I still think just doing the old fashioned selling the pumpkins or doing the pumpkin puffs are probably the easiest, especially now that we have the auto cookers done. You can just go ahead and pretty much mass print these pumpkin puffs, and you're going to get a good profit. You're going to get 814 profit every single time. So yeah, if you're actively just on here getting your pineapples, you know, you're watering them, you're getting them taken care of, you're harvesting them instantly, and you just don't want to do any cooking at all, then the pineapple has a very, very tiny slight edge for profit per minute. But to me, it's not really worth it. I would say just get you, you know, some of these automatic gardeners that we have over here. So I have like this one over here. I would just get some level 3s whenever you do get to the end game, and you should be able to just print like mass amounts of gold within the game, because whenever this stuff's done, you can click here and harvest, and after you unlock all of your biomes, you just don't need them anymore. Like, you don't need the mist, so the mist won't be an issue. But you would come over here, you could select a seed. We'll just do cabbage right here. So we would plant it, it's going to water it for me, and then I could come over here to my automatic cooker, and then we could just do the whole pumpkin puff. So we would just go down, let me find pumpkin puffs real quick. It would be right here. I would just autofill, and obviously you would want the tier 3 of this thing as well. So we would go ahead and do that, hit cook, and then you could just do this, and then boom, you could just be printing pumpkin puffs. You could have a multiple of these things set up, and once you already have the ingredient in there and you collect it, it's already set up for you. Again, the ingredients doesn't disappear, so then you could just keep hitting cook and just doing this over and over. So once you get automation set up in the game, oh my gosh, you're gonna be a millionaire in literally no time. Set yourselves up a couple tier 3 gardens with pumpkins, and you could just sell them right away, or you could create the pumpkin puffs. And there's also some other stuff, but it just seems like such a hassle for just a few extra pennies each way. Pineapples are still really nice, but pumpkin still reigns king over here on Dreamlight Valley. And I gotta say, I thought maybe a new ingredient was going to pull through. The pineapple was a very close to contender, but it doesn't seem to be the case this time. Maybe in the next DLC. But that is it for the video. I really hope you found this helpful at all. If you want this photo that I created, you definitely can take it. I'll put it in the description, or it'll be over there in my Discord, and you guys can pass it around or look at it or whatever. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. I do hope it helped you out, and we will soon be all millionaires on here and richer than Scrooge McDuck. So thank you again, and I'll see you all in the next one.